There was once a man who smiled at everyone he met. His neighbors loved him. His colleagues trusted him. Children would run to him in the street. And yet, every single night, he sat alone in his house, crying in the dark. Nobody knew, because the smile never changed. This is not just a story about one man. This is a story about something scientists discovered about human beings that most people spend their entire lives never learning. It starts with the face. Researchers once conducted a fascinating study. They showed people photographs of strangers and asked them to judge who was trustworthy and who was not. The results were startling. People consistently rated those with wider smiles as more honest, more kind, more dependable. But when they actually tested those same strangers in real-world situations, the smiles predicted almost nothing. The friendly face was just a face. Our brains are wired to trust warmth. It goes back thousands of years, to a time when a smile in the wild meant safety, not danger. That instinct kept us alive back then, but the world changed, and the instinct did not. Now here is where the story gets deeper. There was a village, somewhere in the mountains of Europe, where the elders had a saying passed down for generations. They said, "Watch a person's hands, not their mouth. Watch what they do when no one is looking, not how they greet you in the morning." Children in that village grew up skeptical of performance. They learned to see through warmth that costs nothing. And for centuries, betrayal was rare among them, not because people were perfect, but because they stopped confusing comfort with character. The man who smiled at everyone eventually lost everything, not to an enemy, not to someone cold or cruel. He lost it to a man who laughed louder than anyone else in the room, who always picked up the check at dinner, who remembered everyone's birthday. The most charming person in his life was the one who quietly dismantled it. Here is what psychology has slowly confirmed over decades of research. The most effective deceivers are not cold, they are warm. They listen well. They make you feel seen, not because they care, but because they understand that trust is an emotion, and emotions can be performed. This is not a reason to fear kindness. Genuine kindness exists. It is real and it is powerful. But genuine kindness reveals itself over time, under pressure, when there is nothing to gain. It shows up in silence, not just in celebration. The man eventually rebuilt his life. It took years, but he said something afterward that stayed with those who heard it. He said, "I was not foolish. I was just trained to believe that warmth and loyalty were the same thing. They are not. Warmth is easy. Loyalty is hard." There is an old idea in Japanese culture called hone and tatemae, the true self hidden beneath the public face. Every society has a version of this, the polished surface shown to the world, and the private truth beneath it. Most people live entirely on the surface. They never examine the distance between what someone shows and who someone is. And so they are surprised again and again when the person who smiled the most was the one who mattered the least. The lesson is not to become cold or closed. The lesson is to slow down, to watch patterns, not performances, to trust time more than charm. Because in the end, a smile is just a beginning. Who someone is proven in everything that follows.